Jacob, a patriarch of old, had 12 sons, but Joseph the youngest held a special place in his heart. Jacob showered Joseph with affection, gifting him a magnificent coat of many colors. This coat, a symbol of favoritism, set the stage for a tale of envy and sorrow. Joseph was a dreamer, and his dreams were vivid and prophetic. One dream in particular showed 11 bundles of grain bowing down to his own. In another, even the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed before him. These dreams, filled with images of power and dominion, stirred a dangerous emotion in his brothers' hearts: jealousy. Their resentment festered, fueled by each passing day. Joseph, unaware of the storm brewing within his brothers, continued to share his dreams, oblivious to the growing chasm between them. Little did he know that these dreams, symbols of his future greatness, would soon become the catalyst for a terrible betrayal. The brothers, consumed by envy, began to harbor dark thoughts. They whispered amongst themselves, their voices filled with bitterness. "Look at him," they sneered, "the dreamer, parading in his fancy coat." Each word dripped with disdain, their anger simmering just below the surface. They resented Joseph's favored status, perceiving it as a threat to their own position within the family. Why him, they wondered? Why was he chosen for their father's special love? These questions gnawed at their minds, fueling their resentment and driving them towards a desperate act. The sight of Joseph approaching in his vibrant coat was like salt on a wound. They couldn't bear to look at him, their hearts heavy with envy. The chasm between them widened, the bond of brotherhood strained to its breaking point. Jealousy, a venomous serpent, had taken root in their hearts, poisoning their thoughts and twisting their intentions. One day, while tending their father's flocks in distant fields, the brothers hatched a wicked plan. They saw Joseph in the distance, his coat a beacon of their resentment. "Here comes the dreamer," one brother spat, his voice laced with venom. Their plan, born of jealousy and fueled by anger, was about to unfold. "Let us kill him," a brother suggested, his eyes cold and calculating, "and say that a wild beast devoured him. Who will believe otherwise?" Their words hung heavy in the air, a testament to the darkness that had consumed them. They agreed to their wicked scheme, their hearts hardened against the brother they once loved. As Joseph approached, his brothers grabbed him, their faces contorted with rage. They tore off his precious coat, the symbol of their father's love, and threw him into a dry well. Joseph cried out, pleading for mercy, but his cries fell on deaf ears. They had become consumed by their jealousy, their hearts deaf to his pleas. Section 4. Sold into slavery. With Joseph imprisoned in the well, the brothers sat down to eat, their hearts hardened against his cries. As they ate, a caravan of merchants approached, their camels laden with goods. An idea, as cruel as it was opportunistic, took root in the minds of the brothers. Judah, one of the older brothers, saw a chance to profit from their evil deed. "What good is it to kill our brother?" he reasoned. "Let us sell him to the Ishmaelites." And so they did, trading their own flesh and blood for 20 pieces of silver. The caravan disappeared into the distance, carrying Joseph towards an uncertain fate. To cover their tracks, the brothers dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood, presenting it to their father as evidence of a tragic accident. Jacob, overcome with grief, believed their lies. He mourned for Joseph, his heart shattered by the belief that his favored son was gone forever. Meanwhile, Joseph, sold into slavery in a foreign land, began a journey that would test his spirit and shape his destiny. Section 5. A rise to power. Joseph's life in Egypt was far from easy. He was a slave in the house of Potiphar, an officer of the Pharaoh. Despite the hardships, Joseph faced his challenges with resilience and wisdom. He was hard-working and trustworthy, and soon he found himself overseeing Potiphar's entire household. However, his fortunes took a turn for the worse when he was falsely accused of a crime he did not commit. He was thrown into prison, his spirit seemingly crushed. But even in the darkness of confinement, Joseph's inner light refused to be extinguished. His ability to interpret dreams, a gift he possessed since childhood, eventually reached the ears of the Pharaoh himself. The Pharaoh had been troubled by a series of vivid dreams, and none of his advisors could offer a satisfactory interpretation. Joseph, brought before the Pharaoh, listened intently to his dreams. With clarity and wisdom, Joseph explained the meaning of the Pharaoh's dreams, predicting 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. The Pharaoh, impressed by Joseph's insight and wisdom, appointed him as his second-in-command, placing him in charge of preparing Egypt for the coming hardship.